Hi everyone, welcome again to Outside the Box. This is our first Outside the Box session for 2020. Welcome everyone to the new year, I guess, because we haven't seen each other since January 1, 2020. So I am making this video because I just wanted to address something that has been the point of discussion on Facebook today, based on the show that took place at the Dominica State College, the Mass Jamboree pageant. We had a situation where one contestant won 3 prizes, I think, and another contestant won 2 prizes. And I don't want to say the wrong thing. I think another contestant won, or the contestant with 2 awards won. And a lot of people are quite confused on how could this happen and if that is even possible. While on Facebook today, I tried doing some explanations. I had this illustration that I made in 2016 when there was a similar situation, and I made this little illustration to show how people can score points in a show, and 2 people can have all the awards, while a third person and turns out being the winner, not having won any of the prizes. And I can tell you that this happens. I won Miss Dominica in that way. I did not win any prizes, although I feel like I should have won a prize or 2, but I did not win any prizes. However, I still won based on the fact that I had the most points. And at the end of the day, the most important thing is the person who has the most points. The Queen Show judging is not like the elections. For instance, because during the election, if you have, even if a party wins a seat by 1 person, that is the party's win. And if they win 10 seats, then they have 10 wins. The other party has 1 win or no wins, then they are not counted. So Queen Show is not judged like an election. It is judged based on the points that you have made, right? So I didn't have much time to do my nice, pretty, and fancy illustrations that I usually do. So it's handwritten, so please bear with me. What we mean when we say consistency wins a show is that consistency, not in the fact that this person is a good contestant because they were good in every round. We would say that the person was good in every round. Consistency means that the person stood in the same position for the entire show. So if we look at in the talent round that I have on here, so we'll see that contestant number 3 is the best in segment 1 in the talent round with 23 points. And we have contestant number 1 being the 3rd in that round. Then in the swimming round, we have contestant number 1 being the best in that round. In costume, we have contestant number 3 being the best. Then we have the evening wear. Contestant number 1 is the best. Question and answer round, we have contestant number 1 being the top scorer. Now what we'll notice all the way down is that contestant number 2 is consistently in 2nd place, right? So she's consistently just a few points less than the person who got the best in each round. So that makes a 2nd in line all the time. We see that although we have 1 person having 3 awards for 3 best awards, we have another person having 2 best awards. We see the 2nd contestant did not win any best awards, and you'll probably say that she would be far behind the others. But if you look, their totals add up to the same. So it's all about maths, it's all about numbers, it's all about adding up, it's all about consistency throughout. So this is how you would end up having a show where 1 person gets 3 prizes, and then you see how they can be on the same level. Now I'm going to move on to a different scenario. The scenario we have here is the person who got 2 best prizes, they won. The person who got 3 did not win, right? And the person who got no prizes was 2nd place, right? Now, if you look at the totals, the third contestant won after winning 2 prizes because she had the highest total. The second contestant did not get any prizes, but because of her points, you see where she's constantly the second. She's constantly right after the winner of every round. So she manages to get a spot at second place. And so she places even ahead of the person who had 3 best scores. Right? And that is just simple math. So this is a second scenario where the person who won 3 prizes came in last. Right? So all this is possible with different combinations of points. And not just different combinations of points, but with different people being at different levels at different rounds. So let's look at a different scenario where we have the person with 3 best rounds being last again, the person with 2 best rounds being in second place, and the winner being the person who didn't have any best rounds. If you notice, that person in the middle is constantly the second person. So right after the person who gets the best in each round, this number 2 is scoring right behind them. So we have 25, highest score 25, second contestant is at 24. The highest score 18, the second contestant is at 17. Highest score 20, the second contestant is at 19. Next round, highest score is 18, the second contestant is at 17. And in the final round, we have the first contestant having 20 being the best, and the second contestant is at 19, the second. So this is what is meant by consistency, consistently second or consistently third or wherever you are. So you're consistently at a level that keeps you afloat. At the end of the day, your total will be higher than one of the other people that had the best in the row. So I saw a person posting on something that I posted about if someone had to do that bad in order for somebody else to catch up with them. You don't have to do bad for somebody else to catch up with you. It's just that the other person is constantly floating. So anytime you go a little lower than the person, if you go just a little lower than the higher level and you go down, the other person is constantly this way. So it's like you're moving like this person is moving like that, straight around second level. And you at the top here, then you 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 here. So that's what happens. And we've had situations like that in the past as well. That year when Michelle, I forget her last name, but she was heavy set, and she did very, very well, and everyone was concerned and everyone was making noise about her not winning the show, having won the best of 3 of the rounds. This could be an explanation of what actually happened with Michelle when she contested the Queen show, because she was very good in the talent round, she was very good in 2 other rounds, I think, in a costume or whatever else. But everybody, well, most people who saw the show, including me, we could tell that the swimwear round she didn't score well in the swimwear round, and she didn't score well in the evening wear round. And it's nothing to do with her size. Her size had nothing to do with it, because she had a really beautiful figure. What happened was whoever selected her outfits did not do a good job in selecting the proper outfit and having a proper fit, because when judging for swimwear, evening wear, whatever, the fit is judged. So the fit carries points, how well it fits you, how well it fits your body, how it accentuates your figure, and how it makes it look better. That is what really the points are about. Points are not for pretty. Points are not for slim. There's no point for being slim. There's no point for being pretty. There's a point for a dress fitting well, like, having a good fit. There's a point for how someone moves in a dress. And the bad thing is that no matter how I try to explain the situation, some people will still not want to accept it because they want to have a reason to talk and to make a noise about something. So, I mean, if you have an open mind and you did not understand what we mean when we say consistency wins a show, then welcome. But if after explaining this you still want to stick to your guns, then there's nothing I can do for you. Too bad. Anyway, thank you all for viewing, and look out for my video that's coming out tomorrow. Tomorrow is my anniversary of being Miss Dominica 2004, so I will be putting out a video in recognition of that, and I would like you all to look out for it. Thank you. Good evening.